Good morning, everyone. My name is Melissa Miklos. I'm FEDARENE's communication manager. Sorry. FEDARENE is the European network of energy agencies and regions. If you don't know us, actually, today we organize in the framework of two of our ongoing projects and initiatives: Plan for Sets, which is a project, and ManagEnergy, which is the EU initiative supporting local and regional energy agencies. And both actually work a lot out to today I will moderate this quiz. My boss and director with you, so that works also if you welcome me.
Very much. I'm still hating your boss, but it's I need to get used to it. Well, from now to this webinar, the webinar will to that securing the energy future to local action. How? But rest assured, we will remain very, very grounded. We are all tired of energy and climate plans which are not implemented. Evidence of commitments which don't let's say a signature, a nice photo. Action, and by action that means investments. That means sustainable businesses, better homes, modern infrastructure. Actions take place at the local level. What we've been seeing, however, is that these investments rise exponentially when there is a permanent structure supporting the city, the region, the community. The permanent structures that many of us know as branded as leaders of the energy transition are energy agencies. We are going to demystify regional and local energy agencies. We're going to try to look under the hood. What are they? Why do they exist? What makes them special? Why do cities in their territory? There are questions we'll try to answer together today. Three amazing to from different energy agencies for France, from Italy, from Republic, show you the diversity of approaches and diversity of contexts in which energy agencies can develop. Among you, there are over 40 participants who wish to create a new energy agency. There are a few dozens who want to support this process. And there are a few more who wish to develop further their agencies and discover how other colleagues are doing. So we are going to try to tick all the boxes. And at the end of my presentation, I will also tell you how we can support you further on your journey. But before that, back to you, Melissa, in case there is any further guidance.
Thank you very much, Philip, for setting the scene. Well, yes, I hope now everyone knows what they're in for. And yeah, actually, it's your turn again for this presentation which will tell more about what are energy agencies and why should our participants care about them. So, Philip, I will stop sharing the screen so you can share your presentation, and you have the floor.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Melissa. Please confirm that you may see my screen.
Yes, in full screen.
Excellent. And people are still coming in. Welcome, everyone. Just make sure you mute yourselves and the presentation has started. So, energy agencies. I think the first thing we should note is that energy agencies are not new. The first ones were developed back in the 70s in the context of the oil crisis in 1973 and 1979. Governments at every level back then began debating how to reduce the reliance on imported fossil fuels. At the same time, we could notice trends of decentralization, especially in France and in Italy, where the national governments were exploring and trying to give more powers and responsibility to their regions, specifically on energy and environment. At the European level, the political climate under the commission run by President Jacques Delors back then was favorable. There was a strong push from the commission to connect more with citizens and with their concerns. Delors encouraged each DG, each Director General, to propose concrete, people-focused actions. That's how the Peru program came to be. It was designed to encourage the development of local and regional energy strategies, something we of course know and implement all today as well. But as those strategies began to take shape, it became very clear that there was a need for permanent local structures to implement them. That led to the 1992 EU call for the creation of local energy management agencies, and over the next 10 years, the SAFE programs and Intelligent Energy Europe programs supported more than 200 agencies to emerge across Europe. And that brought us and brings us to today, energy agencies in Europe. There are over 320 regional and local energy agencies across Europe. With an average staff of 17, they represent a total workforce of almost 4,000 energy experts across Europe. What is interesting to note is that they are growing. Their staff grew by a bit over 50% in 5 years. They're growing in terms of territorial coverage, with more and more municipalities and regions requiring their services. And this will continue as EU legislation has created a lot of direct obligations for municipalities and for regions. They're growing also in volumes of investments, projects becoming programs leveraging billions of euros across Europe. They're also growing in terms of scope of their services. Many agencies, energy agencies, are becoming energy and climate agencies, supporting their public authorities and developing climate adaptation strategies. They're also growing in terms of target groups. Traditionally, they're focused on public authorities, some on citizens. They are increasingly supporting industries and SMEs in their regions to decarbonize their processes. But the question remains, what is an energy agency? It's not as straightforward as you would think. Agencies are quite a special type of animal. They're not energy companies, they're not energy consultants, they're not utilities, they're not energy communities, and we've heard them all, and they're always confused. At their essence, they're non-profit organizations with public mandates providing independent advice to public authorities, to citizens, to businesses. We're not talking here about online websites. They are not a platform. This is hardcore, direct, technical and financial support. What they do, they activate the target groups, they develop the projects, they implement the projects. And they call it facilitation. The facilitation which energy agencies provide is much more than technical assistance. It is the step that comes before and that goes beyond. They create the demand and the context for technical assistance, but with a focus on the impact. That is why when in charge of services such as renovation one-stop shops, these services roll out in a very different way. Because an energy agency will focus on embedding that service in the region's framework, interconnecting the departments, but also the ministries, which are required for mass renovation. They will support the tailoring of the funding programs as well, enabling frameworks, making sure that they answer to the local realities and the local needs. They will develop national financial platforms needed for the financial sector to also invest in energy projects. They will also support the local and regional companies and value chains to respond to the demand for renovation. Their attention is truly on the bigger picture, the broader policy agenda. And our speakers today will also provide you with that evidence. Their attention is on reaching climate neutrality as fast as possible, but through territorial development. What is also important to remind, and sometimes we underestimate how much awareness there is about this, energy agencies are recognized in have a mandate in accordance to EU policies and law, which is now due to be implemented in all of your countries. And I'll dive a bit deeper. I'm going to try not to bore you with legislation, but nevertheless, just a few key points here. In 2022, after Russia invaded Ukraine, the European Commission issued its Repair EU plan to phase out Russian fossil fuel imports. In it, the European Commission committed to work with member states in promoting the development of regional and local energy agencies as single entry points for energy projects. This was a very strong recognition of energy agencies operating at local and regional level as drivers for energy security. In 2023, the Energy Efficiency Directive, which is a crown jewel of our energy legislation, recognized energy agencies as key supporters of local authorities in establishing energy efficiency measures in their sustainable energy plans, serving also the purpose of one-stop shops. It is indeed further mentioned that member states must create supportive frameworks for market actors such as energy agencies to create one-stop shops or similar mechanisms. In 2024, the EPBD, Energy Performance of Buildings Directive, mandates member states to ensure that one-stop shop is available notably per 80,000 inhabitants or per region, among several other criteria. This is a function occupied by regional and local energy agencies in many regions across Europe, but they're not enough. Millions of citizens and thousands of local authorities do not benefit from such permanent advice structure and are left to their own devices. I think it is also relevant to highlight that energy agencies are trusted advisors across the European Commission's initiatives. Within the Covenant of Mayors, they are supporters or territorial coordinators, providing technical assistance to municipalities from commitment to implementation, all the way to monitoring. In the Climate Neutral Cities mission, and this is often forgotten, energy agencies help the cities to develop their climate neutral city contracts. These new and improved SECAPs, which enable those cities to reach climate neutrality by 2030 or 2035. The energy agencies also develop the investment plans connected to those city contracts with association of all the relevant stakeholders. But more importantly, they are including adaptation measures in those city contracts, and they're also adapting those city contracts and investment plans to smaller municipalities, creating a regional and national critical mass of local authorities engaged for climate neutrality. In the European City Facility, they're country experts. They guide municipalities all the way throughout the application process, also sometimes in the development of the investment concepts. In the Communities Facility, they do very similar accompanying measures, providing leverage to stakeholders and providing also support to the selected beneficiaries. Within the Energy Poverty Advisory Hub, they're national partners and provide technical assistance as they do it within the EU Islands Secretariat and in the Climate Pact organizing policy dialogues. It is very important to conclude on this that the Commission is supporting energy agencies in sharing their expertise throughout Europe, notably through the ManagEnergy initiative. In it, masterclasses are provided, bringing to Brussels staff from public authorities and agencies to receive in-depth training on financial instruments, one-stop shops, market facilitation, energy communities. These should not be just keywords from the EU bubble. These masterclasses focus on how to make it happen in concrete terms in your city, in your region, in your small village. Expert missions are helping existing energy agencies to develop further. Work shadowing schemes enable experts from cities and regions to learn more about the programs and services of energy agencies and how to make them happen in their own city and region. And there are some upcoming calls, so I definitely recommend you take a screenshot of this slide, but also rest assured we will follow up with more information and with these slides as well. And this webinar is being recorded in case you need to go back. There will be a launch for the call of masterclass on market facilitation coming soon. There will be more seminars on heating and cooling, notably, which will take place in November. And actually, there will be a new masterclass on heating and cooling plans, which will be organized in 2026. There will be a new masterclass on one-stop shops, as well as one on energy communities in 2026. And stay tuned, of course, for more events and webinars throughout the year. And on this note, next week, if you're in Brussels, join us on the 10th of June in the afternoon, the last slot in Charlemagne building for the ManagEnergy talk with Chris de Meyer, which will focus on how neuroscience can power up the energy transition. So stepping a little bit outside of our normal technical discussions and policy discussions. If you're not in Brussels, it will be web streamed. Apologies. And that's it from now from my side. You will be hearing more from me in at the end with some concluding remarks, and also I will be involved in the discussion. Thank you. Back to you, Melissa.
Thank you very much, Philip. Thank you for reminding the ground rules about this webinar. So please, everyone, indeed, there will be a Q&A session at the end. So make sure to keep your questions for the end or write them already in the chat, and we will collect all of them for the end of the webinar. So now you have the theory about energy agencies. So now we'll go into practice with 3 different case studies from 3 countries. We'll start with France, with Raphaël Viennot, who is the Deputy Director of the Regional Climate and Energy Agency of Occitanie since 2022. Before that, Raphaël was also Deputy Director of the Region for Energy Transition, so plenty of experience to share with you guys. And she will present how the Energy Agency is actually becoming a solutions factory of the future. Raphaël, you have the floor.
Thank you, Melissa. So hello, everybody. So I'm going to speak about AREC. AREC is the Regional Energy Agency of Occitanie region in southwest of France. And AREC was created to facilitate the transition and adaptation to climate change of local authorities and companies. AREC was created by the Occitanie region in 2018. AREC supports Occitanie's ambition to become the first positive energy region in Europe by 2050. And AREC has the mission of facilitating the transition of local authorities and companies to accelerate the energy transition in Occitanie. Its activities are organized around 4 missions: support reactors, invest and upscale energy transition, accelerate energy savings, and commit to the region's resilience. And AREC is a factory of solutions to accelerate the energy transition. It is positioned as a trusted third party. Neutral, the agency has to serve the general interest for an equitable sharing of value. And the agency offers solutions to facilitate the transition to action by local authorities and companies. And this solution can be tailor-made to meet a specific need, or turnkey to be developed on a large scale. And AREC now has 50 employees based on Toulouse and Montpellier. AREC positions itself on all the building blocks of a project, from design to its implementation to financing. So first, AREC supports information systems such as the Regional Energy and Climate Observatory. It also provides network coordinations to promote feedback, and runs several resource centers on renewable energies, such as biogas or geothermal or geothermal energy. And these teams are open to all. AREC also offers services to help with decision making. For example, a local authority wants to develop solar photovoltaic on its property, but it does not know how to go about it. In this case, we study its assets and propose several scenarios: injection into the network or self-consumption, investing in their own or calling on a third party, etc. AREC can also provide support for planning, such as climate and energy plans, or the planning of investments to be made for the energy transition in a company or in a territory. AREC also offers to support the definitions of projects, for example, with support for the re-adaptation of specifications or on financial or legal engineering, so that the project is carried out in the best conditions. And finally, AREC can also ensure the carrying of investments within the framework of third-party investment mechanism, or invest in projects as a shareholder. So the agency has an hybrid organization, and it's very special in France. AREC is composed of two companies. First, a local public company, we call in French SPL, in which the region is the majority shareholder alongside 84 local authorities. The purpose of this company is to carry out missions exclusively on behalf of its shareholders. It is a tool for pooling energy competence, which is shared by all shareholders. And the other one is a semi-public company called in French SEM. And this company is owned around 6-9% by the region. The other shareholders are the Bank of the Territories, Banque des Territoires, and other regional banks. The main purpose of the SEM is to invest in companies, which in turn takes in the projects. SEM has 3 subsidiaries: one that invests in citizen renewable energy projects, another one that invests in major renewable energy projects, wind energy, and another is also a company that invests in energy efficiency projects, especially in companies. Finally, a sovereign wealth fund, Octane, was created in 2023 to invest more massively in projects, but also to take stakes in regional companies that act for the energy transition. The capital of SPL and SEM amounts 100 million euros. The strength of AREC is its territorial anchoring. Indeed, the SPL AREC has 84 shareholder communities spread throughout the region. The SPL provides services for local authorities. These services may relate to planning and training missions or be technical, financial, and legal operational studies upstream of projects. The semi-public AREC company carried out a capital increase of 20 million in 2024. Its objective is to invest in different sectors and in various projects. AREC invests in more or less risky projects. Its role is to provide equity and thus bear part of the risk to allow the project to be carried out. Its project portfolio is is diversified. Investment in mature and low-risk projects allow it to invest in innovative projects whose profitability is not yet proven, such as hydrogen sector, for example. In this way, AREC facilitates the implementation of projects by bearing part of the risk, which reassures the banks. Generally, AREC involves between 20 and 49% of the capital. AREC still acts as a minority shareholder, but does not position itself as a dormant shareholder. We want to be a stakeholder in the governance of the projects. Since its creation, AREC has invested 55 million euro in 120 projects. These projects concern different renewable energy sectors, but the vast majority concern solar photovoltaics. The participation of AREC has a real leverage effect. €1 of participation makes it possible to generate €21 of investment. So now some examples of action carried out by AREC. AREC offers a set of turnkey solutions for the development of photovoltaic installations. The Ombrière d'Occitanie scheme is of a great interest to local authorities and has a great success. Indeed, with this system, it is proposed to equip small parking area from 15 spaces with photovoltaic canopies. These small areas are not of interest to developers, but AREC will create clusters of installation to reduce costs and find bank financing. The installation costs nothing to the community. It receives rent, but does not benefit from the electricity produced. Another example, AREC is working on the subject of the decarbonization of industry. With the FITEO system, AREC offers a turnkey third-party investment solutions. The objective is to finance investments to reduce energy consumption without mobilizing the company's cash flow. In return, the company pays a rent backed by the energy saving generated. And last one, AREC has made a major contribution to the emergence of the hydrogen sector in Occitanie. AREC has involved in the development of the first green hydrogen distribution station. The e-port station is located at Toulouse Airport for the supplies of airport buses. AREC has participated in the capital of the project company with the company NG to the tune of 49%. And there are many other examples, but I have not enough time. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, Raphaël. It is very impressive, also considering indeed that the agency was only created in 2022, right? So it's still quite recent. Now we'll move to the recent agency, created in 2023. And we have today David Matuska with us, who is head of energy management at the Energy Agency. He has a very versatile background, more than 20 years experience in business, 15 years in nonprofits. He was also an ex-mayor, so also an interesting perspective for this webinar. And he will tell you more about how the Usti Energy Center works as a one-stop shop to answer the needs of the municipalities of the region. David, you have the floor.
Thank you. Hello to everybody. I'm currently at one conference in Czech Republic, and it follows also our activity. So I will try to no. I don't know if I'm
it's not full
sharing
screen yet.
Sorry. I will try again. Sorry for this thing.
If you click below on the icon with the on the right, you have 4 squares. Then you have reading and the one. Yes, perfect.
So I will a bit comment. We as an energy center of the Usti region, like regional energy agency, has been established in August 2022. That time, our regional authority was very clever and tried to start to use support and financing by just from the fund. And together with combined 2 activities. One was focused for regional authority organizations and their buildings, so their own assets, and the second line was to support the municipalities. And this part is supported by Just Foundation Fund as a part of our strategic project. We did for 2 years now, and it's true that me personally, I am with the Energy Center for 2 years now. So I'm from the pretty beginning of this there. And what we are doing, and how we would like to start it. The project, the strategic project was as some to support in energy aspects. But for this, we needed to make some benchmarking, how it is doing in other regions within the Czech Republic and also abroad. And also we have to do, and we did, the survey of needs internally by our municipalities within our region, what they do expect from us to support with them. This first survey was done in fall 23, and our services which we are offering now to the region. The result rate for this survey was more than 8% of the municipalities. That's quite intensive knowledge and also the good background for our further steps. So it creates our scope of activities, and then we repeat this survey on a yearly basis. So we did it last year again, and it's planning to, after this summer, that we will do the new yearly survey again. And next to it, we try to learn what is on the market, like the market. So we try to learn from the distinct energy agencies what they are offering, what is the situation in their regions. So we visited and attended ManagEnergy master classes. We attended work shadowing practice, Prospect Plus, some study visits, sharing experience with our partners abroad, and we also organized one interactive review in the Czech Republic when this event we invited some experts which help us to create what we have to do and what we have to focus for. Okay. So, and now what we are doing, and I will focus just for this activity to the municipalities. So our region, the Usti region, is one of the 14 regions within the Czech Republic. It is northwest part of the Czech Republic, and it is on the border with Germany. The target group is 354 municipalities, pretty much are really small, less than 2,000 inhabitants, are 250 of them, and so they need especially our job, our work, like the HR. They are missing HR sources in majority, and also knowledge. So they need our help. Usually at this municipality there is one person like part-time as a mayor and one person as a part-time as some administrative administrative staff. So the main and key activities what we do for the region is that we created the network of public energy experts. Public energy experts means that we have 7 of them for 7 regions. On the map, you can see the small districts, but there are 16 of them, but they are combined in 7 former districts. So we have 7 network data energy experts, and they are helping. They have all of them has some roughly 50 municipalities in their portfolio. They are communicating with them on a daily basis. We do like the sharing of the good and bad practices. So we are showing the examples what is already done. Because almost everything was discovered, so we would like to just to inform and to open eyes and open solutions for them. We do networks within the local energy experts. If there are some energy experts working on the municipality level, but they are not very much. According to the first survey which we did, we realized that there is within the whole region, we had that time some 12, 15 energy managers or energy experts working on the municipal level. Next year, there were more than double of them. So under our work, that is needed. So other municipalities ask and employ new energy experts for their needs. So it helps us also to make it more capacity for these tasks. The target for our number of consultation, it is one of the KPIs by the municipalities we should be in contact. So it is roughly 85-90%. Currently, we have on a daily basis, we are in contact with 245. I check it today morning according to our CRM, so I check it there. Also, linked our activities, we created our own energy management system as an application. It is an online application, cloud-based, free of charge for the municipal usage, and so they can record all and heating and water. This for things monitoring this system. I can share it with you if you would like to. You can contact me and I can send it to you. It is in Czech, but you will recognize. The other thing is that we are supporting that we do some screenings for renewable energy sources. We do screenings of the all councils with the region. It will be finished within the end of this year. That we collecting data, and it is also online available on our websites. If you will check screening.etsuk.cz, you can check there is currently more than 80 municipalities are there. So we are monitoring. Next to it, I would like to add that we finished last week the map for energy poverty, like the dangerous. And we finished with methodology, how to calculate it. And it is also published already on our website. Monitoring. There are different ways how we calculate it, and like employment rates, difficulties to transport to the work, things maybe primary for the heating system and so. Next thing is subsidy consultancy, and so we are not only helping to the municipalities what they have to do, but working with them to prepare their applications for subsidy, because they are very easy, but still some of them are very easy, but still a lot of municipalities are paying extra money to some extra external partners, and it is not very clever, and it is losing of their time and money. But it's standard that they don't know how to do it in other way. The next activity is that we are supporting the energy communities, like to create an energy communities. According to the Czech law, there are two types of energy communities. One is very simple, and it's called active customer, and it is very popular in the Czech Republic, because there is no need to be registered, no legal entity. You just registered the places, the consumption places, and some production site at least. And the second type is energy community, like a legal entity, and we are currently working on two of them within our region, and we are supporting very intensively 2 cities that they are creating the energy community on the municipal level. And I would say the last activity, as I mentioned, is edification. It is the most important thing what we do, I think, because this is something that everybody should be familiar with energy topics, and at least in some level, and they have to know which way they actually have to go for the guidance or the advice. I never, when we started last year, and when last January 24, I attended ManagEnergy masterclass for one-stop shop. Until this time, I didn't think that we are one-stop shop, but we are. We are now one-stop shop for municipalities, definitely. Okay, so the next. So this is just to show you the map of how we have those network bit connected to what we got. There is evaluation services, but we would like to establish it based on it, maybe doublize it, because we have more than 800,000 inhabitants, and according to some description, we should have some 10 or 10 one-stop shops within our region. But I think that those 7, maybe 7 plus one extra person for typical things will be enough for the beginning. And what will be the next? Because we are calling, and we are like the pilot program, I would say, in Czech Republic, and I have now very actual information that at a national level national level, the Ministry of Environment will publish the call for the same network or the similar network like we have in Usti region, in other region as well. And there are just two regions which are not very positive on it, but we will somehow do some steps to cover all of Czech Republic, and that they would like to support to create the structure on the regional level, either ask regional energy agency where they are already, or to create a new structure within all regions, and it will be supported by RRF, and so it has to be covered in the terms of financing till the end of it. And now we think on the long-term procedure how it will be financed further, because it shows that it will be co-financed by the national, regional, municipal level, and also partially from Social Climate Fund, probably, but it is not done yet or prepared. So it is what I'm saying. It is a renovation wave in Czechia. This is the new system I have spelling there, new system of regional energy agencies, and the current actual information is from yesterday that there are two regions which are not planning to apply for it, but hopefully we will change their minds. The things what we did and what we learned from our activities for the last 2 years also brings us a new potential and new projects. First is project Octopus, which is supporting the strategic documents for the municipal level, SECAPs, and so we are now creating the enabler and organization network, and we would like to involve more and more stakeholders for this, and we would like to update the SECAPs which is already existing, and create also the new one. This is one project, and the second one, which we will start very soon, is Energize. That we will establish one-stop shop for renewable energy communities. It is also supported by LIFE project, and this one-stop shops will cover like the support of the renewable energy communities within the Czech Republic, and I hope that it will start in next month or in the next 2 months. I think that it's enough from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David, for this great example of multi-level governance. This is exactly why at FEDARENE we say that local and regional energy or delivery agencies, for example. Please continue. But before that, and last but not least, we have one more presenter today, Claudia Carani, who is head of European projects at the Modena Energy and Sustainable Development Agency. We say Modena, but actually their impact and their action extends far beyond Modena across all of Italy. And this is what she will talk about today, because she will explain how the RENA network, so the Italy network of regional energy agencies, is collaborating now and helping local agencies contribute to national transformation. So Claudia, you have the floor.
Thanks very much for the invitation, Melissa, and to FEDARENE. I would also say that this event is organized in the framework of the Plan for Set project that we are partner, and this is one of the projects that provide us funding to support local authorities in the implementation of the SECAP. So we are developing many activities, including the capacity building. And I will share my screen. as you said, we have been created in 1999 as a local energy agency, but actually we have a national dimension. During the years, we extended our membership, and now we have one headquarter in the north of Italy where we started our activity, and also in the south of Italy in Puglia, and we have an operative office in Bari. And we don't have only members in our region, but we started to have also cities and local authorities, public authorities that asked our support at national level. So actually we have 180 members, about 180 members. All of them are public. So we have cities, Union of Cities, social housing companies, universities, parks, water management companies. So very diverse public entities. And our success is based on the fact that we are an in-house company for all our members. So they can really engage us whenever they need to support them in the implementation of a project, sustainable project, and to support them in the transition of a low carbon economy. And I'm responsible for the European projects sector, and we work on EU projects and collaborating with other partners among Europe, and of course also with FEDARENE, which is our network. And we exploit every kind of call and program, and we try to implement innovative services, business models, learn from other cities, best practices, and transfer them among our members. And as you can see, we use EU projects to support initiative in different sectors. So sustainable mobility, innovation, technological transfer, to provide technical assistance to our members for the retrofitting of the buildings. We support SECAPs and the mission cities, Italian mission cities. And also we are working a lot on energy community and flexibilities. And I would say EU projects are really important because can provide us the funding to implement innovative actions and then replicate them in other contexts. So this is one of the last initiative we are coordinating as a citizen-led renovation that we are leading together with a consortium of energy agencies and FEDARENE Energy Cities, and is a European initiative that now is entering the third phase that foreseen the implementation of pilot projects. This is a new concept of renovation that engage energy communities, and the members of the energy communities activating and empowering the citizens that are in the energy communities to renovate the buildings. So it's a bottom-up approach, and we need to exploit innovative solution and ensure the potentialities of the citizen in this process of the renovation. And again, we have other sectors. We have energy efficiency sector, where we work on fundraising, supporting local authorities in funding resources, and use structural funds or incentives, national incentives. So we support them in the application. And also we prepare tenders, in particular EPC contract. And also we support them in the management of the public assets. So in this case, for example, we have this lighthouse project is a EIB Elena project that support us in the retrofit of residential buildings, in particular social housing buildings. We supported social housing companies in the last years in the retrofit of the building stock, and using the national recovery and resilience plan resources, in particular, to retrofit the buildings. So this accelerated a lot the renovation process. And we have also the Department on Innovative Technologies. This is a department that work a lot, for example, in the hydrogen technologies. We are supporting the development of the hydrogen plant in Modena, in the city of Modena. It's not a very large plant, but will produce 400 tons of greenhouse hydrogen per year. And we also have 6 megawatt of PV plant and a 2.5 megawatt electrolyzer with 20 million euro of investment. This will fuel 12 hydrogen buses in the city. So we have also the possibility to use the hydrogen at local level. And this plant will be realized beside our headquarters in Modena. So, and we work a lot on energy communities. And for example, we develop master plan for the energy communities, and we provide technical assistance, legal assistance, administrative assistance, and we support the citizens, the fundraising for funding. For example, this is the Emilia-Romagna tender that allocate funding from the ERDF funds, and we support 26 applications at regional level, and we established 15 renewable energy communities, and other 8 projects are under development. So another initiative we are coordinating is ENCOMAB, is an ENERCOM EU project where we are establishing a one-stop shop on to support energy committees development and implementation, providing services to establish new energy communities at regional level. And regarding climate planning, we support the cities in the SECAP implementation, monitoring, and development. And we also work a lot on adaptation, and also on NBS planning and design at city and urban level. According with this, we have another interesting project, Escalate, where we are developing, according with the Energy Efficiency Directive, that foreseen for the municipality with more than 45,000 inhabitants, the development of a heating and cooling plan, of a plan that support them in the design of the heating and cooling, and also to build scenarios and support the decarbonization of the infrastructures. So we are leading this this project at the national level, and this provides us the possibility to explore a new service that we will provide to our cities and members, but also to work together with the region, the Emilia-Romagna region, but also with the ministry in the definition of in the transposition of the Energy Efficiency Directive, and also in the definition of guidelines at regional level on how to build those plans. So it's really important to have this kind of project that support us in So 2021, ICE before Renal was coordinating by the Energy Agency of Naples, but since some years is ICE that coordinate Renal. So Actually, Renale is a non-profit association that was built in 1999 and collect many energy agencies. In the past, there were much more, but now there are 11. And since we coordinate this important network, we have the possibility to have a proper dialogue with the national bodies, and in particular with the Ministry of Environment and Energy, and this provide. This is the membership of RENEL. As I said, there are 11 energy agencies that are members, but the main activities that RENEL is engaged to are related to the support of the energy agencies, of course, but also to establish a relationship and a dialogue with the national bodies and the ministry. In this context, was very important, as Philip said before, the publication of Energy Efficiency Directive that foreseen that the local energy agency become an important stakeholder also for the ministry, and due to the work we have done in the last years and the establishment of a strong relationship with the ministry, we had the possibility to use this energy efficiency directive and the role that gives to the energy agency to test a new multi-level governance scheme related to the creation of one-stop shops. This was due to the fact that the ministry, the national ministry, had some difficulties in spending some funding from the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, and wanted to test this new scheme where energy agency support the ministry in the establishment of one-stop shop at regional level. So since January 2025, we have been, RENEL has been engaged by the ministry to deliver a project for the creation of one-stop shops. And the importance of the energy agency is crucial. So the activity started with the creation of energy agency where they were not available, especially in the island of Sicily and Sardinia, where there is not any energy agency. So we started with this activity, and the main aim is to support at least the creation of one-stop shop in each region. Initially, this one-stop shop will provide information for the creation of renewable energy communities. So we'll focus mainly on renewable energy communities for the to support also the use of the national resource still available. But the idea is to extend this activity in the future to other initiatives that could be the retrofit of buildings or the electrification, the sustainable electrification of the territory. So this is a first testing on this new multi-level governance scheme. One-stop shop will dedicate, with the coordination of the local energy agency, support to the public and private actors at local level, and the main aim is that the one-stop shop will stimulate the territory and provide unique information at national level from the ministry to the local territories, but also provide a feedback on the barriers that are encountering in the implementation of the policies and the use of resources to the ministry. So it's important also the feedback that the one-stop shop will provide back to at national level, and energy agency will have the capacity and the responsibility to facilitate this process and provide the technical assistance to the one-stop shop that will be created at regional level. So I think this is a unique experience at EU level, and we hope that this will be used also implemented also in other countries in Europe. So I thanks very much, and I conclude my presentation.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Indeed, this is very nice to see, and we also hope at FEDARENE that all the other national governments within the EU will implement the strategy so we can have regional energy agencies in Europe. All right, that's the objective at least. Okay, so now we're done with the presentations. I invite all the speakers again to turn on the webcam if it's not on yet, and we'll go through the questions. There was a lot of activity in the chat, but I saw our speakers already answered some questions. So I would say the one that I think wasn't answered yet, and I would say is rather organization called Enercom Podlipansko. Sorry for my preparing to become a regional platform supporting municipalities in the clean transition. For agency, they are building capacity and fostering local energy communities. What would you recommend for emerging actors like them to grow into trusted long-term regional community? Quite a long question. You might person to answer, Claudia. Put it again in the chat so you can read, maybe easier.
I flexibility to adapt very fast to the context. I mean, we work a lot subsidies and positive levels. So to be raised, also to have so I think that is the best way to compete with the other organizations that are available on the territories, and provide always innovative solutions and also use public funding like like European projects to implement pilot initiatives. So we work always on pilot initiative, and then we replicate in other contexts when they are successful. So high competencies and innovative solutions that work very well, understand the context where you are, and always be resilient and prepared to use public funding and facilitate this process, because I mean, have the capacity to fulfill all the activities of the project implementation, really can deliver the project. But if you work only on the initial part on the application, is not you cannot be successful by the end. So you have to follow all the process. So you need all the capacity to support all the process. So the competences are quite important and crucial as well.
Yeah, if I could respond to it. Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, hello. Thank you for the clarification. We are not planning to become like a energy agency, you know, because the region that we are part of is quite big. We only want to consider on our local part, but in our neighbors, there are another 5 local action groups which are not really implementing energy communities and stuff like that. So what we were planning, or at least what is our vision, and we still have to wait for the committee to approve it, is to combine several, like, I don't want to use the word services because that doesn't go with the energy community, you know, but like implement the one-stop shop, you know, basically another part that is the building energy community, energy management in public buildings, and basically combine this into one platform. So the people that live locally, whether it's the citizens, companies, or the municipalities, know where to come, and they can get basically all the information, or we can help them with the implementation of their project. So that is the vision. I don't know if that will come to fruition, and it's up to 5 years. That's like a strategic plan. That is also kind of showing that we need to build up on the technical governance, and you need to expand the team, and all that stuff. So just to kind of give it into context. I mean, we don't want to become an energy agency, and we don't want to fight with energy agency if it will be created in our region. We just want to be like the extended hand, if that would make sense.
Okay, thank you, Radim, for the extra further informations. I would now give the floor to Philip as also co-moderator, who might also want to react. And Philip, I'm sure you have also questions for the other speakers, so please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Melissa, and thank you to all the speakers who presented their agencies, what was under the hood, and also where are they going. This is very, very interesting. There were quite a few questions, Melissa, in the chat also about the legal entity, the legal status of the energy agencies. What I can already share from the European level and the umbrella visibility we have, energy agencies have a large variety of legal statuses. Some of them are fully embedded in the governmental apparatus, being fully public agencies, operational agencies of the government. That is usually the case in Spain, not everywhere, but usually in Spain. You have others who have more of associative status, association status, such as in France, and there's specific legal regime for those. And yet again, the Occitanie agency is a little bit different, as it relies on two public and semi-public, semi-private legal entities. And organizations which are associated to companies. So, approach agency, they are for profit. That is fairly rare. You have a few cases in Germany. That exist. Thank you. From my side, I do have plenty of questions, and we do have 15 more minutes to discuss. So one first question is for all of our speakers. Some of you have already mentioned especially the interest rate. Nevertheless, I did want to focus again on are there new municipalities beyond your territory, and asking for your support to develop new energy agencies. See potentially but just to get a grasp on the critical mass of municipalities after such permanent structures. So this question is asked to all. I'm not sure who would like to go first. Claudia?
Yeah. So I mean, our membership is very, very large. So we have the national level from each region, from many regions. Sometimes there are union of municipalities. Other times are, for example, Rome is our member, the capital city. And we have also metropolitan areas like Bari or Bologna or we have very, very small municipalities with less than 1,000 inhabitants. So we really have to adapt our services from very small territorial areas to very large and populated area. But we mostly work at national level. I think if you want to go to other countries for an energy agency is quite hard, because you work a lot on the legal national framework, in the framework of the legal national framework. So, my personal idea is that if you want to deliver to sell services in other countries, you need a product to sell. So, we develop some tools that we use internally. For example, for the screening and assessment of the energy performance of the buildings, we never develop a proper tool that could be sold in other countries. So, in this case, you can sell your services to cities in other countries and integrate with services, technical services, this commercial activity. But actually is quite impossible, I think. I mean, we stay at national level.
Of course. Raphaël, maybe this is something we haven't seen from France. Can you share maybe any other regions who reached out to Occitanie Energy Agency to see whether they can replicate your model?
Yes, some region wanted to build an energy agency like us, and we have support to make the same. And there is the region. It's very difficult for agency in France because the subsidies are less. It's very difficult to find finance, public subsidies to finance the activity of agency. So there is a reflection to change the model, and like us, our structure is working for general interest, but we are semi-private, public and private. And with this model, we can, I think we are more resilient because we can, we have other subsidy, other fund than subsidies, and we can make prestation commercial for our members. And so it's between public service and commercial services for our members. And our members are very different. We have a small community, 500 inhabitants, for example, metropole, like Toulouse, Montpellier, very big. We have very different. And so we have to listen the needs of our members to answer and support them with the best solution. I don't know if...
Yeah, no, it was very clear, Raphaël. And I must say, indeed, your model is extremely innovative. And there are several energy agencies who are trying to replicate this philosophy and this approach of investment and using public funding for de-risking. And this is something that you have untapped and have embedded genetically within your design, which is really, really interesting. Melissa, I'm seeing a few questions coming in through the chat. So I will skip my questions and ask those to give priority to our participants. The first, yeah.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Philip.
Good. There's project and how we're using the multi-level governance approach, whether you are targeting to analyze the citizen centricity using multi-level governance perspective.
So in Encomamb, we are working especially in rural areas, supporting the creation of small to support the development of a small rural area. And I think this is very interesting initiative. And we are using two different legal entities for the creation of energy committees. One of them is a cooperative, and the other one is the association. So we are testing those two legal entities of energy committees. And cooperative in Italy is much more interesting because you can involve also in the partnership of the energy committees, private companies, and can really is a bankable legal entity. So in this context, we can increase the public-private fund. Big funding of subsidies. So we are trying to more utility to work together with national subsidies, but also work a lot with the co-funding of the local stakeholders and also with the local banks and regional revolving funds, for example. So multi-level governance is not only on policies, but should be also on funding, and we are working a lot on those two aspects that I think are very interesting, and also on the information we related to policies is really important because you provide unique information on energy communities, and you can have a direct channel with the ministry, but also with the region on which kind of information, technical information, you can provide to and link also with other sources of information that can be useful for citizens, for companies. So I think this is a great experience.
Thank you for sharing, Claudia. There are a few more questions coming in, and especially one that has been reiterated regarding a formal EU definition of energy agency. Yes, there is. They are sources of such a definition that you can rely on. Firstly, some of the legal sources, the legal source that I mentioned, in the Energy Efficiency Directive, you have a definition there specifically in the recitals. It is never as and David explained, to tailor the services to the needs of that community, of that public authority. So what they do can be quite different from even one region to another. It depends on the political decisions. It depends on the level of ambitions of those politicians as well. So this is again coming from the EU umbrella. That's what we're seeing and what we're observing. So while there is a EU definition, you will always have differences, and it will never be universal, sadly, which also complicates our exercise of demystifying what are energy agencies. So whether they should be part of a public authority, maybe I will ask this question to our speakers. whether you see this as absolutely fundamental for the energy agency to be part of a public authority or have a public mandate, the value of that public mandate. And maybe I can ask this first, hasn't taken the floor yet. David, do you want to react on this and then move around the speakers before some concluding remarks? Thank you.
Yes, yes, Philip. I would like to react. I think that the public mandate is very important to show to the recipients of the services of consultancies that you are independent, and independency and not that you are not rely on some business, but you do the specific and like independent consultancy service. This is, I think that this is why you need some public mandate.
Thanks, David. Rafael, do you want to react?
Yes. Yes, we are created by region, and we are the tool of the region and of the territories of Occitania regions. And it's this public mandate is very important for us. And our position is neutral, independent, and we act like a third party. And many territories and also companies can ask us to, and many public companies, ask us to ask with independence. And I think it's our value.
Thank you, Rafael. Claudia?
Yeah, the importance of being third parties is quite important. We are totally owned by public bodies, so we are in-house company, non-profit organization, an association of only public members. So it's important to have this role of the parties. But in our board, it's also important to have a mix of right and left parties, and also have now we have a national dimension, so a representative from different part of the region. So it's important also to be the party, but to represent your membership, and because you don't have only one city usually that is partner of the energy agency, is a mix of so it's important to have this public and third parties, but also to think that you have to represent different parties, political parties, but also different territories. So there should be a decision maker in the board. I think is crucial as well.
Thank you very much, Claudia, Rafael, and David. Indeed, this is something we're seeing from other regions across Europe. So trust agencies, they become trusted advisors, and citizens and companies see them differently when they come with that specific trait. Good. Melissa, I think we have arrived to the conclusion. So do you have anything else to share with our audience, or shall I share some takeaways now?
Please do share the takeaways. I will wrap up right after. I just wrote in the chat because I feel like this is only the beginning of the conversation, but we will have more hopefully in the next months. But please go ahead with the conclusion.
Thank you. This is the end of the webinar. It is not the end of our work. It is only the beginning. And to that, on this note, special thanks to all who connected until the very end. Thank you to our speakers, Rafael, Claudia, and David. Thank you very much for joining. Special thanks to Melissa and Ian, my colleagues made this webinar happen. So we brought to you Energy Agency, who is truly a strategic player for the region, investing. I think there's a tinnitus sound. If anyone had tinnitus, it's how it sounds. Okay, good. So I think that person was muted. So we brought to you an energy agency who was a strategic player for the region, who is one and who is investing and de-risking strategic projects, an energy agency who is genetically designed to answer the needs of its municipalities and involving needs. An energy agency who plays the high-level national game and now supporting energy agencies to develop in other regions as well. We're no longer in the 70s, we're no longer in the 90s, but what we're seeing is that we're faced with similar challenges of energy security. So on this note, I hope that to the over 40 participants who joined today who were interested in developing a new energy agency, we hope we gave you more evidence, concrete steps to follow to make you reach your objective. For the many dozens among you who joined because you wish to support the development of energy agencies, we hope you draw some inspiration from the new approaches, methods, and projects you heard about. And to all, the ManagEnergy EU initiative remains at your disposal to support you on your journey. So stay tuned for more. We will follow up with the slides and Melissa already shared your contacts, and our speakers are also here, and all the networks of energy agencies are here to help you on your journey. Back to you, Melissa. Thank you.
Thanks, Philip. You almost said it all. I will just add that you can also check Plan for Set, right, for other resources related to all of this. And yeah, as we said, this is probably just the beginning of the conversation. So make sure to stay tuned for further events related to all of this. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll share the recording and slides very soon. So yeah, no need to worry about that. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.